is China Thomas, and my topic today is should felons be allowed to vote? According to the 2018 census, 61.4% of the population registered and voted. This was just over half of the nation's population. This did not include the voices of those who are convicted felons. So that brings me to today's topic. Should felons be allowed to vote? I remember as a child standing up every morning in class and reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation. One nation. Does that nation not include those who have been incarcerated or who are still incarcerated? Why should someone's ability to vote be stripped away from them because of a bad decision? I have been voting since I was 18. I often wondered why other people weren't as interested in voting as I am. This can include people like my family members, my colleagues, my co-workers, friends of mine, who I didn't realize their right to vote had been taken away from them. So today we're going to discuss how felony disenfranchisement has hurt the voting system and how we as a nation can fix it. Felony disenfranchisement is unconstitutional as well as discriminatory, and it allows for everyone's voice to not be heard. We're still facing the same issues that we faced decades ago in today's society. So how do we solve the problem? We speak up and we demand change. So what exactly is a felon, and how do you become one? A felon can include crimes such as murder or fraud. A felon is basically a crime that's causing serious physical harm to someone or threatening someone with harm. This also includes second-time misdemeanors. So all that means is you could get a misdemeanor more than once, and now it becomes a felon because you committed a crime more than once. When you go in front of the judge and receive your punishment, let's say your punishment is 24 to 36 months. Most people think that that's the time that you're serving, 24 to 36 months. But in all actuality, it's like a lifetime commitment because you're losing your voice for a lifetime. And what I mean by that is you not being able to vote for your nation's next leader. Felony disenfranchisement is unconstitutional. According to the U.S. Constitution, you are allowed to vote no matter your sex, no matter your race, as long as you are 18 years of age. According to the Constitution in the 8th Amendment, ratified by the United States in 1791, excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. So, couldn't this be someone losing their right to vote as cruel and unusual punishment? Therefore, should restitution fines have to be forced to be paid? All this is in some states, for example, North Carolina, you can't get your right to vote back. But you have to pay all your fines, your restitutions, your lawyer fees before you gain this right to vote back. But many people don't think about the hard time felons have adjusting back into society. Not only are they faced with a limited supply of employment, but they're also faced with limited supply for housing, as well as just becoming rehabilitated back into our society. And Alexis Harris agrees. Alexis Harris is an assistant professor of sociology at the University of Washington. She stated in a January 13, 2000 email to procon.org, people should not be barred from voting because they are unable to pay back fines. If we really want felons to re-engage in society and become rehabilitated, then our state should do everything possible to reincorporate these individuals into mainstream society. And I agree with her 100%. We cannot expect for someone to commit a crime, learn their lesson, and then still be reprimanded by the U.S. government because they don't have their right to vote. Now that I have provided facts of how felon disenfranchisement is unconstitutional, let's talk about how it's racially motivated. Did you know 6.1 million Americans were not allowed to vote last year because of a felony? Out of that 6.1 million, 1 of every 13 were blacks versus 1 of every 56 were not. Blacks make up the prison population because of their environment, which could be you growing up in low income housing, you see a lot of crimes committed, so it kind of becomes the norm for you. It also can be an issue because of poverty levels and also just the instinct of survival. Because of their surroundings, many will say their voice doesn't matter. But Black voices matter. Felons' voices matter. My voice matters. Your voice matters. Let's get back to a place in society where every voice matters. How do we obtain this? We can request a reform to disenfranchisement laws by petition, which means we could get a petition going just saying that felons should be allowed to vote, because as you can see, it does make up a big portion of our population. We can make the issue public and mainstream. For example, in the news right now, we see the Black Lives Matter movement as well as the institutional racism movement. And by people coming together and protesting the right way, we have made an issue that was undercover, an issue that has been hidden for so long, become something that's relevant, something that demands change. We're bringing the fight back to the elected officials, not only by wanting felons to be voters again, but also by making our voice known, by us going to the voting polls as well. Our votes, alongside the 6.1 million of felon voters, will bring the voice back to the people. We can't let another incident like the one that happened in Iowa happen again. This incident was where the census got the town's population, and it was 1,400 people. Out of that 1,400 people, 1,300 were felons. Out of that is left 100 people. Out of the 100 people who were left to vote, only 60 voted. So for a town of 1,400, 60 people decided who should be their elected officials. We need to make things happen, like the most recent change that just happened in the state of Florida. The most recent event in Florida was where District Judge Robert Hinkle declared felons not being allowed to vote was unconstitutional. This issue was brought to the courts by political advocates. Let's become advocates and ban felon disenfranchisement. We now know it is unconstitutional. We know it is discriminatory. We also know that it does not allow the entire nation's voice to be heard. And it is now at the doorsteps of our state, North Carolina. In November 2019, civil rights advocates challenged the North Carolina felony disenfranchisement law. Because here in the state of North Carolina, 70,000 North Carolinians cannot vote. This can be a classmate, a coworker, a friend, a family member. This could be me. This could be you. So let's make a change and let's say no to felon disenfranchisement. Thank you.